All right. Good morning, folks. So, a few things. We are running a test here on the new streaming setup. I just want to see if stuff works well. So Raj, good morning. For some reason, in this version of OBS, I don't have docs. There we go. We got chat on the right way. So I had to set up OBS all over again. Despite this saying it's the same version number, it doesn't have all the stuff that OBS on the Mac does. It's being a real pain in the butt. So we'll see what happens. How's the stream look on your end, Raj? Also, I don't have chat up there, so I got chat down here. I don't understand why. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, as long as it's looking good on your end, that's all that matters. So, I also don't have my iPad for changing things, but here's our culprit this morning. Let's take a look. That seems awfully zoomed in. But I don't have my camera controllers to do anything about it. So, 'tis what it is, I suppose. Stay. You're not going to stay. Go to make you motion sickness. Give you motion sickness this morning. Oh, this thing is a pain in the butt. All right, well, I think we learned something here. I don't know what we learned, but we learned something. That ain't gonna work. Anyway, this thing, see, now it's right over here. Why in the freak is it? Give me a second. Somehow this thing got all non-sized right. There we go. That works. That's better. Let's see. Jesus. Marin, how's it going? So this thing keeps getting disconnect errors to Beacon or the H36. So we're going to do some stupid shit to try to fix it. It could be the wiring. I just don't think it is. we're going to do like kind of like I did in the 2.4. I just did it in a different way. I'm going to add a powered USB hub. Havoc, good morning. In 2.4, I pulled the 5-volt power for the powered USB hub off of the 5-volt power supply. But 25-watt power supply is already only providing 5 amps, which is exactly what that Pi calls for. So I would need a bigger 5-volt power supply, which we're probably going to do in the near future. But until I have the money on a card to be able to order one, we're going to use the power block that comes with this. This is going to provide 2 amps of power shared amongst all 4 of these USB 3 ports on this little dongle. And to get power to it, we have, now I got one of 2 ways I can do this. One, I can install a fucking plug inside of there, hooked up to the Wagos in there. Or 2, I can just run this long ass cable through the skirts and plug it in somewhere. Which I honestly think is kind of the smarter move. Just a question of how. And where to plug it in at. Plug. No plug. I got one plug. Excellent. And it's really hard to get to. Good. I'm glad we have one plug that's really hard to freaking get to. Yeah, I was going to go this route, but this thing also has metal on it. So I'm not sure that that's the smart way to go. I keep showing it up top here like the camera's still up there, but it's not. The camera's down here now. Anyway, what does everybody think of this view for whatchamacallit? Rather than staring off into the abyss of my garage, we have the workbench that's behind me. Spooky new view. Havoc, what you missed is we're trying to fix a printer that refuses to fucking print things. And I'm getting tired of it. So we're adding a powered USB hub. I have a bunch of things that I have to get printing, and I can't print any of it because both my 2.4 and my Trident are down right now. I don't have anything else big enough to print them. The next biggest printer I have is the Switchwire. And I can't feed 5 kilogram spools into it. And then the Micron just doesn't have a big enough build plate. And I don't have $1,000 to go buy something else. Hello, camera. No, right here. There you go. Find me? Good. I suppose one of those Centuri carbons would work, but I don't have a way to get one of those quickly or $300 to buy one for that matter, but you know, whatever. All right, so here's what we're going to do. These are the USB 3s. So we've got the tool head. We're going to plug into this hub. Got the camera. We're going to plug into this hub. And then we're going to plug in both the controller and the CAN bus. We're going to plug the CAN bus into this powered hub too. All right, so now we've got 3 things into there. We're going to plug all that into USB 3 on the USB 3 port on the Pi. Set that down there. Four-dimensional object that is a USB plug. Get that plugged in. Great. All right, let's route this underneath the Ethernet because it doesn't want to play nice the other way. Now we just got to get power to this damn thing. Where's power go? Power goes there. Coley, how's it going? All right, so here's what we got. Let me get you guys a stand. Go get one of the old Polymaker camera stands. So you guys can see it in here. All right, so here's what we've got. Got the USB hub plugged into the USB 3 over here. We've got plugged into USB 2, the Leviathan. Plugged into the hub, we have the camera up here. We have the H36, and we got the U2C over here in the back. Hello, Zip. So this is probably still in bed. This is the best. Well, this or the, I don't know. The Micron and the V0 are probably a little bit better than this, but not by much. The 2.4 is a fucking nightmare. And it's getting worse because we're doing stupid shit. We're going to replace this over here with a 50 or 100 watt version, and then we can pull power off of this for the powered USB hub if this works. but for the purposes of testing, we're going to hook it up just as is. All right. Tell mommy to do what? Oh, I think mommy's got a couple of things she's got to do first. All right, let's power it on. All right, well, it's talking to everything. I've never been able to so much as get the first layer done on this print. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put all these freaking panels back on. And we're going to see what happens. This is the Pi 5, Collie. All right, so let me go over here to this computer over here. I am streaming. Let's pull up the Trident. We're going to shut it down. I need to tighten up whatever this is attached to up there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can't do much about this camera. Yesterday we installed Linux on this. And I used a program called Wine to get Windows programs to install. So I installed the controllers for both of these cameras, but it won't see the cameras. So and I tried to install Windows 11, but the hardware is not new enough for Windows 11. So I think I'm going to try to install Windows 10 because OBS doesn't have everything I need in it. I can't install all the programs I need on Linux. Is what it is. Or if I do get them installed, they don't run. There's not a whole lot I can do with that situation. Where? Loosen that. It never wants to go up and over this thing that the Wagos plug into. There we go. Great. So what we're really trying to get here is to figure out what our problem is. And then we can fix said problem with a permanent solution once we know what the problem is. Are you picking your nose on stream? Look, doggos are here. All right. It's one side panel installed. Let's install the other one. I think somebody's going to eventually really like being on TV or something. If TV still exists by the time she's to that age. I didn't install the fans. I don't care. We need to just test it. Put the door back on. Captain, how's it going, man? We are doing test stream here from the new setup. I was just saying, I think I'm gonna go ahead and install Windows 10 because the controllers for the cameras, I used Wine to install them, but they won't see the cameras on the computer. They won't connect to them to actually control them. All right. Let's see what happens when we try to run a print, folks. It's Klingon. I'm glad you're having a good day, sir. Is it going to be more yard work? Stupid people are going to ruin your day. It's the story of life, man. I found my favorite freaking shirt ever in the closet. It was like buried way in the back. It's Black Ops, the original Black Ops since 1650. It's a pirate shirt. 1650 is when they started issuing letters of marque for people to attack ships flying Spanish flags. All right, let's go in here to print. Also, I have disabled LEDs because it was getting nonstop failures to update them. Like you look at the Clippy log and it's just failed to update Neo's pixel status, like nonstop. So I think we've got a solution coming for that. We're going to run them completely separate from the Pi, offload that entire processing to something else. There's a chance that like maybe a NeoPixel died somewhere, maybe on the rainbow barf on the tool head, because I don't see one dead in here. Could be in the turtle, but they're the only ones I see. Massive migraine. Man, you were outside all day yesterday. Did you drink enough? I know one of the biggest causes of my migraines is me not hydrating. Speaking of hydrating, my mouth is extremely dry. So we're going to grab a root beer because that's caffeine free. So at least I won't hiss out all the liquid that I ingest because of whatever. Okay. This is rather annoying. I don't know all the hand controls for this, and I don't know if they'll work. I don't know how much intelligence is actually built into this camera. Okay. Great. Now how do I zoom out? Lovely. Gallon of water. Maybe it's just electrolytes then. Could have pissed out all the electrolytes. That's a hard thing to balance, man. Water intake, electrolyte intakes, all that stuff when you're out in the heat. I know when we go down to Florida, not only do I have to worry about that for myself, but I got to worry about it for like all the kids and stuff. And if I don't nail it, then the next day is going to be absolutely miserable because somebody's going to be complaining of a headache all day. Down Under Maker, I appreciate you stopping by to hit the like button. You are a scholar and a gentleman, sir. I am astounded at the CPU usage on this machine, Captain. So I took the setups from whatchamacallit, 9,000 kilobyte upload. It's actually running at over 10. 60 FPS, 1080p. On the Mac Mini, it runs at between 4 and 7% CPU usage, and I'm cruising between 25 and 30 on this. What's wrong with them? They just forgot Down Under Maker. They're going to get to it, I'm sure. They were enthralled, man. This is riveting entertainment. Can't take your eyes off of it to find the like button. It's higher quality. I think it's just because the cameras are closer. Hopefully I can figure out this overhead camera situation. But I've got the 2.4 on the floor behind this bench, so I can't get the step ladder back there to get up there and figure out what's wrong with it, why it's a little loosey-goosey up there. So yesterday I installed Unraid onto this. So we're gonna get Unraid installed on the server inside. Once I get that up and going right, that'll free up a Pi 4 8 gig for some projects. And that'll give me a grand total of 7 terabytes of NAS storage. What? Let me see what the settings are. So, output. NVIDIA NVENCH.264 is the encoder I'm using for video. And the audio encoder is AFC something. I can't change it during stream anyway, but. And then multi-pass mode is 2 passes, quarter resolution, tuning high quality, preset P5 slow. Oh, bitrate's actually 10,000 on the encoder side. 1920 by 1080 is the rescale output. My cameras grab 4K, and then my whatchamacallit is set to 1080. My canvas is set to 1080. So this is going to take a few minutes for heat soak and everything. As you can see, I have the bed going down really freaking low as to not heat up the beacon. That was one of the things I tried. I do have some more ZH 1.5 connectors. I have a couple more of the Sherlock connectors. So next thing on the list is to replace that cable that runs from the tool head to the beacon. I don't really have a replacement option for the tool head to the Pi. I could make one. If I still have one of those connectors. I don't know if I still do. I ordered a couple years ago, and when I did, I only ordered like 4 of them. I don't know if I have one left. So, Down Under Maker, oh, they aren't accepting any more X1 orders. Yeah, probably replacing it with that H2S is what I would imagine. Yeah. Because it would be really hard to squeeze that in at a price point between the X1 and the H2D. So that H2S is just going to take over the price point that the X1 was at. That explains why yesterday I got a ping from Kiloprints that the X1s are getting marked down. when you originally put that, the little heart icon at the bottom of the chat was covering up the X1. So I thought you were saying Bamboo was just like shutting their doors. I was like, that's odd. That would be a drastic change for the industry, man. That would hurt a lot. Well, I guess people might start building Vorons again. Maybe I'd get some more people. All right, I'm looking to see if I've got another one of those connectors. Oh, look, there's some Wagos down there. They should be in something that's not that. So should you. Huh. Thought they were in here. They are not. Oh, they're in here. Okay, I have 3 of them. So I can make another one of those cables if need be. All right. That's back. Captain, are you still here? I got another question for you. Down Under Maker, you might know it too. So when I go to like system information on here, like if I go to Task Manager and I look up system on Windows, it shows me the GPU. It doesn't show me the GPU on here. On like system status stuff, it shows me memory usage. They leaked it in their wiki. Well, I guess that means that if they accidentally linked it in their wiki, we can talk about it. You got a link? Discord DM. All right, thank you, Captain. I will do that after stream. All right, let me go over here to Big Tree Tech Wiki. BQ Panda Series. What am I looking for on here? I don't know what they ever had to know what's new. We've got Hot Ends, Claw, Aurora, Panda Touch, Nomi, Panda Branch, Hub, Jet, Fur, Lux, Lux A1, A1 Mini, Door, Enclosure, Power, Jetpack, Extruder, Edge, Perch, Panda Perch. Put your AMS on. Okay. Hot Ends. Flow. Aurora. Aurora controller. Nothing on there, just an empty page. Panda Branch. Yeah. Need him to leak the cool stuff that I use. Panda Power. Power! Sometimes leaking stuff early works out. Generate some hype for stuff. Weekly recap. 1 short, 7 live streams, 1 post, 2.4 thousand people turned in to watch. I got 16 new subscribers. This is for the week. YouTube gives you like a recap every week of your channel. Here's how people found you. Number 1, Shorts feed. Number 2, YouTube search. Number 3, YouTube home. I just want to point out that YouTube search and YouTube home never been in the top 3. That means YouTube's putting my stuff out there. The Frax Heat Insert Press short, that did really well this week. Morning, Kegel. How's it going? Ender 3 with Clipper, finally a little speed. A video from 3 years ago that people still watch and give me all kinds of fucking shit on how I'm running a really old printer. I need to get better printers, and like, but I haven't had that printer for years now. Go check out my other stuff. Number 3, Archetype Blackbird and Gantry on 2.4. 235 likes. Thank you all very much. 3 shares. I appreciate that, man. Whoever's sharing out my content, I really appreciate it. 7 comments. Let's play a game. What was your most viewed video last week? I'm going to say the Frax. Which is really cool that it's not the Ender 3 Clipper thing. So here's the thing that I've noticed. You guys are great. You guys show up. Cody, how's it going? Appreciate you hitting the like button. I just noticed your name in chat. So there's a lot of faces that I see on every single other person's streams and that I've never seen on mine. And I don't think it's because they just don't like me. Some of them it may be. But I think part of the problem is, and I don't know how it is, because there's a lot, granted, I have quite a few more I don't have a lot, but I have quite a few more subscribers than some of these other guys do. But they've somehow reached and got their name out in the community better than I have. So I don't know what they're doing. So when you guys share it out or be like, hey, you know, check out Projects in Dad's Garage or whatever, it goes a long way towards spreading out the channel and getting folks that would probably watch if they knew about it over here. I put in all the self-promotion things, but let's be honest. People rarely ever actually check those things. I put it on, I do post on the Polymaker going live. Like the Who is Live Now thing. It's because I don't give away filament. Yeah. That probably has a bit to do with it. I don't even know how I would go about getting that to be an option. Ooh, here we go. We're doing stuff. There's a bunch of shit on that nozzle. I don't know if I need to replace that whatchamacallit or what's going on, but holy cow. It's not on the bottom, it's on the sides. I've asked some people that do give away filament, like, hey, how'd you guys get hooked up to be able to do that? I've sent a message over to Joel being like, hey, what's your requirements? I didn't get an answer. So, like, I don't know how to even go about it. Yeah, down under maker. I think I would probably do it kind of the way Modbot does it. Like sometime randomly during the stream, I'm going to open up the link to register for the giveaway, and you also got to be here to win it. Who knows when that's happening? Yeah, Cody, it's a hard one to approach a company that I've never done business with before. Like, hey, I know I've never ordered any of your filament, but do you want to sponsor a giveaway on my channel? And also, I stream a lot. I stream every day. Like, be like, hey, you want to give away 7 rolls of filament every week? Oh, I don't know. I rarely ever catch Modbot's thing. I'm subscribed. I just don't get notifications for it. I have it set to get notifications. I just never do. In fact, they rarely ever push his videos to my like homepage or anything. I just watched one that he put up. Well, he just put up a video on. It was a good one too. Yeah. I could see that being an issue. Unless you got Polymaker. Polymaker's probably the only one. I want to say 95% of my filaments are either Ambrosia or Polymaker. Now, some of the Polymaker has Inland brand on the side of the spools, but it's still Polymaker filament. So, has anybody been into a Best Buy to see if Best Buy actually has Polymaker like in the store? Are they selling 3D printers and stuff in Best Buy now? The closest Best Buy is just as far as Micro Center for me. So it makes 0 sense to go to Best Buy over Micro Center. Best Buys used to have one in every town. They were like fucking Walmart, but not so much anymore. Well, that sucks. You like eSun? eSun's they've got a couple different blends on their ABSs. And some of them I've had issues with. Like, it's not very much ABS. Like, acetone doesn't even work on the shit. So I don't know what's in it. But eSun used to be who white boxed all of the Inland filament for Micro Center. But they switched to Polymaker. There's actually some filaments in the Inland range that aren't available through Polymaker. Yeah. Yeah, I figure it's probably CoPE. Didn't have like that waxiness. Yeah, I was just watching a video this morning while I was getting a shower from what's his name about CoPE. Just saying about not to print it on a textured bed. Oh, it canceled. Why did it cancel? Probably because of the freaking nozzle. Let's see. Yep. Sample spread too large. The problem is that there's material in this extruder. Let's move, home, home all. So stuff is oozing out of it. Let's unload this tool head. That way it stops oozing, and then we'll try this again. That's what damaged your core 1 plate. Yikes. Most of mine are all smooth PEI plates. The only one that sometimes I print on a textured build plate is the V0. I'll flip it over to the textured side and use some Frank's goo on it if I'm doing TPU. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go into the macros. And we're going to turn off this 10-minute heat soak. And we're going to turn off the wait for chamber temp. Save and restart. And then we're going to try printing this again without waiting for that heat soak. I have had that happen. I hate when a print fails on the first layer. Once you get to layer 3, it's not hard to get off your build plate. That's why I like my skirts print with 3 layers. But if it fails on that first layer or the second layer, pain in the ass. But on the third layer, you've got at least 2 layers down on all the parts, and it's a lot easier to get off. This print keeps failing on the first one, and I had to dig shit off of this plate. And then, because it's a smooth plate, I took some red Scotch-Brite, made sure I got all the rest of it off. Got it all smoothed out again, so it's not gonna like transfer shit to print and stuff like that. Tried to home before the hot end was below 180. There we go. Beacon won't let it home if the hot end's above 180, so that you don't damage your build plate. Check my emails. Oh, what's everybody up to today? Oh, damn. That sucks, Cat. I worry about that shit all the time. The other day, I was working on this and then went to go do something and realized that I didn't have the bottom plate on after I dropped the screw. I was like, whew, dodged a fucking bullet there. Building a quail coop. That's a new one. Do you do quail hunting? I do a hangout stream? Nice. Your wife hatched some quail and been living in a large tote. It's time to get them out of your garage. Ooh. Yeah. Birds can be nasty, man. Well, that ain't gonna work. I just broke the freaking whatchamacallit off here. I broke this. I wanted this to come farther forward in the bed mesh. And when I changed it, I changed X instead of Y. Fuck. Alright. What, if anything, do I have loaded in machines? Damn it. Although it still hasn't lost communication with anything. So I guess there's that, right? Because it used to lose communication just sitting there. All right. Let's open up Orca Slicer. New project on the V0. All right, that's a 10-minute print. Isn't that the way things always go, man? Shit can never just go smoothly. All right, take that off. We're going to go back over here and we're going to change Bed mesh. $15. Suppose we could put our fans back in here while we're waiting. This has turned mostly into a hangout and chill stream. They're surprisingly clean. Chickens are messy. Chickens will fuck up your yard, man. This to fix one thing just for something else to break you. Did you see release notes from it? They have rebuilt the DHCP stack and a bunch of other stuff to prevent that happening in new versions. Prevent what from happening? I don't think there's any way to prevent me putting in a number that's a legitimate number just for my filament cutter to be in the way. I didn't update mainsail on anything because everything seems to be breaking shit at the moment. Clipper broke, box turtle, and the enraged rabbit carrot feeder. Oh, the disconnect issues? How? I can't really update this because I'll lose all the whatchamacallit unless Box Turtle Group has done anything with the new mainsail version. Let me see if they posted anything. What's the chances? Beta testing for Box Turtle V1.1. Oh, look, a new rear hub. Huh. It's odd, since they insisted that theirs was perfectly fine and mine wasn't needed. Interesting. Like to see the internal geometry on it. See, other folks post stuff in channels that I don't see anything in there about a new AFC version. I can check the GitHub maybe. No, that's not even on the GitHub. Pins. Nothing pinned there. General. Pins. Nothing new there. Announcements remain set. I'm on 2.1.4. It's what I am on. Features. Then I just got something from main sale. On the 15th about main sale version 2.1.0. As now CAN bus is pre-configured. How is version 2.1 released 4 days ago? And version 2.14 this makes no sense. I don't understand what is going on. All right, let's go. You've arrived. Awesome. Welcome, Mike. Yeah, that happened down under Maker. All right, where were we? Oh, yeah, we were printing a part. How's that part coming along? Well, we're heat soaking for 10 minutes. That doesn't make any sense. I don't think the V0 just heats to the chambers the right temperature. I think I fixed it so chat populates correctly, by the way. I set it to like refresh whenever you change scenes. Oh, okay. Mainsail OS is like the whole thing. Digital Dragon. How's it going, sir? How are you today, man? Now you gotta get up and put pants on. I don't know. I always just flash the image from the Raspberry Pi imager thing. That's good, Captain. And don't we all? This may go on longer than expected. I can't get into this new spinal surgeon until the end of September. And they want new MRI images, which I expected. But it doesn't seem like they're sending me for those images before I go see them, which is extremely frustrating. I still haven't got a call from the new neurologist. Yeah, it sucks. All right. Let's go over to the V0. Look, apparently that Snapmaker is over $3 million raised now. All right. V0 is finally freaking doing something over there. It's 70% broken. Yeah, this last year, I now have no money in the 401k. Luke, I got a little bit of everything, man. I got a Mac there. Linux is on this streaming computer, which has got to go to Windows because a bunch of stuff I need isn't available or just doesn't work. And then I've got 2 Windows laptops. I got a whole bunch of iPads and iPhones and all that stuff. Morning, Vince. How's it going? Core 1's assembled and working. Nice, nice. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I really like the Mac. Every once in a while, there's something I can't do on it, but that's rarely. JPP in the house. Surface was them trying to respond to Chromebooks, right? Which is, the old lady loves her Chromebook, but man, I hate that fucking thing. Every time she's like, "Can you come do this?" No, let me just pull out this laptop and we'll do it over here on this. I hear Apple's bringing back the plain MacBook, which would be cool. So back in 2014, I had the dumbest fucking computer. It was a Windows 8 machine where the like keyboard, it was a laptop thing where you take and rotate the screen and flip it around and try to use it as just a tablet. And Windows 8 was just a disaster. It was completely unusable for anything I wanted to do. I did not see that. I got this like Chromebook computer from Max Trader Days a couple years ago, not realizing that because the specs on it would still be decent for what I needed it for. I just needed it for my daughter to be able to do homework on and schoolwork. But not realizing that the way they work that is they end of life hardware, even if the hardware's fine, won't let you update it, a la Microsoft with Windows 11. And then make it so that you can't install any apps on it anymore. You can't update any apps on it. So it was complete fucking e-waste for no reason. Worst $25 I ever spent in my life. The old lady's Chromebook is a Lenovo from like 2018 or 2019. Oh yeah, I think they were meant to always work entirely online. The good thing is this is a tiny little part, so it only takes a couple minutes to print. It took longer for this thing to heat up than it's taken for it to print. Let's get this uninstalled. Pretty sure there's going to be a witness mark of some sort from the screw being here. Yep, so I can realign it. I don't think I need to melt this heat set out of here. I think I can just cut this plastic away from the outside of it. So I was over in Wally World yesterday. Bearded Printer, how's it going? I'm having a hell of a time with Linux right now. Because, number one, despite OBS saying it's the same version, it's missing quite a few things that I use. I don't know. I just started not that long ago. Oh, Sissy and you are going to come play out here? Okay. Okay. Well, okay. I'm getting told that I have to get off the street by the 6-year-old. As soon as I get this thing running. Okay. The hell was I saying? I don't remember. Whoops, drop the vape. It's real fun when you can't feel your freaking hands anymore, man. Don't know how tight your grip and something. I broke a glass a little while back. I just picked it up. I didn't realize that I was like squeezing the shit out of it apparently and shattered it in my hand, a la fucking Candy from Django Unchained, man. Like, what the fuck? Or I'm not gripping stuff tight enough and just drop it on the floor. But yeah, a couple people today at 10 had videos that came out for that new snap maker. I know the next layer did. I saw somebody else was having one come out as well. So embargo must have been 10 a.m. this morning Eastern time. All right, print's done. We're gonna plug in our heat set iron over here. Get ourselves some heat sets in here. DC low. All right, let's unplug this. All right, so I cannot have both the iPad and this plugged into that power supply at the same time. Good to know. There's one heat set. Man, I love this Frax. Luke, do you have one of these? One of the Frax heat set tools. Sitting on the kitchen counter at the moment. Yeah, man, you gotta get the thing installed. I built mine and it sat for a month or so until I got this bench built. Because the other bench has ACM on the top of it, and I wasn't gonna drill and screw through the ACM knowing that I was going to be moving it over here. Put our panel on again for the 100th time. This is why I printed these clips for the 2.4, because it makes it so much easier to put panels on and take them off compared to like the normal panel clips. All right, print. Print away, sir. Print away. Oh man. You let me know. I'll come over and I'll move all those things out of your foyer for you. I can't promise I'll take them upstairs though. I might just move them to my garage. I'll leave you the enclosure. I'll move the enclosure upstairs. I would like to see something done with these rollers to help stability of spools inside of this box turtle. That is my biggest problem, is spools that just have just a little bend on them or whatnot. They want to walk themselves right off the roller. I think it needs some sort of like little retaining lip just so that the spools can't walk off the freaking rollers. Let me know what you come up with. Like I said, if anybody wants to, there's a post in the Box Turtle thing about beta testing the 1.1. I would like to do a Box Turtle for the 2.4. I would love to have a bypass that fucking works. Then I change the font color. Let's do this. Let me go over here. Let me go to Stream Elements. Oh my God, this thing is. Let me do it on here. Text settings. Save. I'm trying here. Now I completely lost it. Uh, see. Streaming tools, overlays, copy URL, properties. Paste. Okay. All right, how's that? You're gonna have to type in chat for it to like repopulate now. But how's this color work out? I guess it's going to depend on what's in the background. Should I just do black text? But then if it's on something black, it's not going to work out. What is going on? Up the opacity a bit. The new bench is white. No, new bench isn't white. It's just nice top. Okay, so I don't think that's gonna work. Let's go to edit. The opacity's all the way up. Settings, custom, white chat. Dark chat. Well, I think our options are as follows. We either have a background to the chat where it's blocked off and you can't see what's behind it, or we have it transparent and it's really going to be dependent on all right, let's do this. Let's give it a bit of a gray background. And dial back the opacity of that. Save changes. All right. Now that's not completely whatchamacallit. Go ahead and try typing in chat again. We'll see how this looks. I added a slight background to it so that maybe insert test phrase here. Text settings. That's not really working. All right. All right. There's another change. We'll see how that goes. What the fuck is it doing now? Move out of range. Fuck you. You're an asshole. How's that look? I can read that a little bit better, especially if I'm standing in front of it with a black shirt. The light background helps a lot. Oh, the printer's doing printer shit. It aired out because that new bed mesh, because the beacon offset, it thinks it's coming way forward and it's not. And air it out. Where does beacon think it is? Printer. Beacon. That's right. It's just fucking retarded. You can see it a lot better on the bench. Oh, I got you. I got you. I understand now. Because this bench top was so light, you guys were having problems seeing the chat. Oh, yeah. JPP, if you need cooling, they're the best way to get cooling. Because it doesn't matter how much fucking air you push through that tool head when you're printing fast, the tool head's moving away from the material faster than you can cool it down, regardless of how much airflow you have. You can, the plastic has a, it can only transfer heat so quickly. So there's a point where you can blow so much air on it that it no longer actually speeds up the cooling down because it can't transfer heat away from itself that fast. Just like, you know, you get tube and repeat ultra high flow. The way they get that flow is they extend the melt zone. Why? Because it doesn't matter how hot you make that nozzle, it can't conduct the heat into the material that fast. You need a longer zone so that the material is exposed to that heat longer. Same way with cooling. You need it to be exposed to that cooling for longer. It doesn't matter how much cooling you put on it, it can't cool that fast. Yeah, exactly. So putting CPAP on your fucking printer is retarded. Right? You're adding a bunch of weight, you're adding a fucking noisy fan, and you're not gaining anything because you lost the ability to cool that material long ago. 4010 fans are the sweet spot, I think, for blowing enough air that you hit the maximum amount of cooling you can actually achieve with the airflow from the tool head. In the testing I've done. A couple months ago, I printed I don't know how many fucking benchies at different speeds, different cooling amounts, and I hit a point right around 40% fan speed on the tool head where it didn't matter from 40 to 100 on fan speed on the tool head. It didn't help the print at all. It no longer helped it. The only way to improve it, the part, was to add the auxiliary cooling. But granted, auxiliary cooling is really only an option on a printer where the bed moves, unless you attach the auxiliary cooling to like the back of the gantry or something like that. But even then, you're only cooling from one side. So I do 2 fans on the side and they blow across the bed. And I've been trying to explain this to people. So, see, plastics manufacturing is what I do. That's my job. I do injection molding and blow molding. I work with huge machines. Machines the size you could not fit my blow mold machine inside of my 2-story house. It's about 3 stories tall, and it's about the size of two of my houses side by side, and then another half a house long. It extrudes just under 1,000 kilograms an hour of material. And it uses 6 different extruders. And so you're used to a extruder screw on, you see them on injection molding machines and filament extrusion machines. And they're like, 2 inches in diameter, that screw that's in there. I'm working with ones where the screw is about 10 to 12 inches in diameter. 6 of them on one machine. A metric ton, yeah. Like doing injection molding with PPA. Every once in a while, like, something gets me where I'm like, okay, this is real fucking stupid what people are saying. And it's so wrong. I can't stand by and let people just continue to say this wrong thing. And I'll say something But I know I just come across as an asshole, and you know, I ask questions and people just think I'm a fucking idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about. But so they don't believe me when I say it, or they want to fight and argue with me about it. So I just don't even bother half the time. I'm like, but plastics is what I fucking do for a living. And on a scale that does not exist in the 3D printing world. All right, well, we're printing. Holy shit. These Nerf guns keep falling off the side of this fridge. This clear VHB tape is absolute shit. I can't believe these things haven't broke yet. Once I get a little bit of cash, I want to get, I'm putting multi-board on the front, but I want to put something on the back side of this extrusion to kind of stiffen it up and whatnot, and put mounts for like all the Nerf blasters and stuff like that on the back side of this bench. Speaking of, while this does that, we've got new parts for Nerf blasters if we want to put those on. Put pants on and now it's raining. So we can work on this. Wow, that looks orange on this camera. That's hilarious. Properties. Color range. Full. Limited. Full. Okay. That's fucking hilarious. It looks orange. All right, so this needs to come off. This screw needs to come out. Where is the other screws for this? I don't know where the other screws are for this. That's good. That comes out. This comes out. This comes off. Yeah, it's pink. It's hot pink and neon green. This camera's terrible. Here, let me hold it up to this. Pink and neon green. Orange. And I don't know what color green that is, but that's hilarious. It's all gray to you. Are you colorblind, Mike? Color deficient? Okay. One of my best friends in elementary school was colorblind, but they didn't figure out that he was colorblind until he was like 9 or 10. And most things he could look at and tell you what color they were. Because, you know, when you learn colors, you don't have a reference. You just see what you see, and then somebody's telling you what color that is. Right? And it took him forever to learn his colors. But he did eventually learn them. He just couldn't tell most of the shades apart. Like, he had a hard time with different shades of different colors, but, you know, he could tell you this was orange, this was blue, whatever. Because he just learned things like blue was this shade of gray and pink was this shade of gray. He was fully colorblind. All right. Put that in there. They modified this part and modified this part here. Oh, I need to remove this trigger as well. How's this held in there? As I broke the trigger on this. Things are looking good so far. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. Woo. All right. Get the new trigger mechanism. Let's get this out of there. This is trash. A little bit of grease on here. Just putting grease on this thing. There, JPP. Okay, there's that. Put our stock back on. Pistol grip back on. So this is a Nerf blaster. For anybody that didn't know, we worked on building these the other day on stream. Things went a little sideways. This is the Jabberwocky tool face. Tool, like the cowl for it. In case you were wondering what we are printing. This thing is not sliding very well. Let's take this apart and figure out why. Paper towel to clean off all this grease. Well, there's your problem right there. For some reason, a couple of these parts, when they got printed on the switch wire, the Z offset was a little off, and it squished that first layer a little bit too much. So let's go in here and clean that up. That's better. All right. Find some rubber bands. All right. Put our screws in. Gonna need one more rubber band. Any of you guys build any of these blasters? So I am really curious what everybody thinks of this streaming setup. Do we like it better? Does it not make a difference to you? Where do we stand? Pin. You just like seeing activity and progress. I understand that. Putting together your blaster. We have blaster. Should we get some darts and see if it works? Let's put some darts in there. 2, 1, 2, 1. Each one of these barrels holds, each one of these chambers on this holds 2, so it holds a grand total of 20 darts. All right. That's all 20. Worked way better than mine did. I got to redo mine. My poops are not sticking to the build plate. So we might need to work on that poop macro. Yeah, Martin, I just installed the new parts on hers. So that's going. Makes me happy to have a project done. Pick up all these darts all over the floor. Now, let's replace that part on mine. And get mine going. Here's mine. One, two. Take the foregrip off. Take the front of this off. The second. All right. Sounds good to me. That was definitely backwards. But whatever. This bad boy is on there. Yeah, I gotta rebuild mine too. Maybe. If I can get the stupid thing out of it. All right, so now the outside should no longer be gripping this thing. Now it's just that O-ring in the middle. It's holding this thing in there. There we go. Woo! I don't think that TPU O-ring on this one's going to be able to be reused. Maybe. Okay. Then can I get this off without destroying it? Let's see. Really? I know some of them use like bamboo filament, bamboo particles. So it's technically grass filled filament. All right, that's not working. So we need to print a new TPU gasket. Let's see. AFC macros, poop config. start that off a little closer to the bed for when it's pooping. All right, we gotta take this out, and we gotta load some TPU in. I don't have a lightweight PLA profile now. I've never tried it. Put some stuff on here so this TPU does not stick to the bed too bad, and I can get it off. These tweezers are in rough shape, boy. Am I able to open bamboo profiles? Yeah. Hold on. Hey, JPP, send me that in Discord. Finished up the CNC. Nice, Captain. I posted it on Discord. I don't have a way to show the monitor right now. Looking pretty good, Kale. All right, JPP, let's see. See what happens if I try to open this in whatchamacallit. Hold on, let me get this going first real quick. G-code files. Print. File. Import. Import configs. Let's open Bamboo Studio. It's a new version. Prepare. File. Import. Import configs. Downloads. All right, I've got it open. Add or remove filament. Custom, create new. Select type. One point 19, shrinkage 100, price 22.99, softening temp 45, flow ratio. Max volumetric speed. Cool plate 45 and 45, 35 and 35. Engineering plate. Smooth PEI 55. Nozzle 222 degrees. That's an interesting temperature. Flow ratio. .97. .190. I'm making this profile for you. Cooling. I'm just copying bamboos. 100. Copying polymakers from Bamboo Seed. Fans always on. 50, 100. Auxiliary part cooling fan. 80 if you got it. Settings override. No settings override. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now what if I go here? Clear. 1. Delete. Okay. Save. Okay. Let's go back over here. X1. Delete. Can't delete it, but I can change the dependencies. That. Okay. Now, if I go back over here, it's not there anymore. Well, it's not working. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. What I'll do is I'll take a screenshot of the settings for you and send them to you so you can build, if you would like, capture, cooling, capture, upload a file. There you go, sir. I sent them to you. All right, I missed a lot of stuff. I appreciate that. Dryer power cord came unplugged, so it's just been sitting instead of drying. Yeah, I have Bamboo Studio from trying to help folks out. What fucking settings do I use on this? Box turtle settings? That ain't coming out of there. All right. We have a seal now. We're going to finish putting this blaster back together real quick, and then we're going to call it a day, folks. So if you haven't already, I know I just spent like 15 minutes working on a print profile for JPP, but if you wouldn't mind dropping down there, hitting a like in the description, because I am the kind of guy that's willing to stop what he's doing and make a print profile, even if I accidentally delete it afterwards. All right. Give that glue a couple seconds to set up. Put these back on. You do not want to go back on there. Rubber bands installed. Get in there. And then barrel on. Am I still live, folks? Is anybody out there still alive? Nobody's talking to me. I feel so lonely. All right. Seems to be working. Still alive? All right, excellent. So, it's after lunchtime. I think we solved the mystery of this. It's just a function of you can't plug that much shit into a Pi. It's got 4 USB ports. You can't plug 4 things into it. The Pi 4B 8 gig that I run my NAS off of has to have a powered USB hub as well. And that's only with 2 drives. You plug 1 in, it's fine. You plug 2 in, it doesn't have enough power to run them. Same thing over here. It just doesn't have enough power. The 2.4, I ran into that problem years ago. That's why there's a powered USB hub in that. So we're going to get a bigger 5-volt power supply to put in this thing at some point. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure. I know some other people have had their stream taken down like midstream when working on a Nerf blaster. So we'll get that. And get it so I don't have to have another power cord running out the bottom of this. Anyway, y'all, you guys have a great day. How do I know which side of this is positive and which is negative? That's an interesting question. I'll have to figure that out. But that shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Anyway, y'all, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. For doing some things, getting some more progress done on this 2.4. I need to get that back up and running as well. Anyway, later, y'all.